what's going on, team? It's Ricky here. So today we have another video talking about my latest investment when it comes down to real estate. So this is the latest property that I have funded. For those that aren't familiar with kind of what it is that I've recently gotten into, I fund hard money loans for only one agent in Arizona. His name's Lenny. He's the #1 real estate agent in Arizona, and I've really wanted to get into rehabbing and flipping homes. I think that we can both agree that if you want to work towards becoming the best that you can be in any market, then you want to learn from the best, right? So I've pretty much just been shadowing Lenny, but in doing so, I've also been funding his flips. And the really cool thing about that is not only do I get to learn from him, but I actually make money while I'm learning from him. So the really cool thing about this, just to kind of provide you guys with the details on this house was last sold, if I'm not mistaken, in 1994. The really cool thing about this is that this was an off-market listing, and Lenny has an amazing team that gets him a bunch of these deals that they never actually make it to the market. But he was able to get this house for $240,000. Altogether, that is what I funded. So I funded him a $240,000 loan at an interest rate of 12%. For those that aren't familiar with what that is, I pretty much lend Lenny $240,000 at an interest rate of 12% annually, meaning that this project will most likely just take about 3 to 4 months from start to finish to buying the house, rehabbing it, and then selling it. And because of that, I will only get paid out a prorated amount for the 3 to 4 months, which is again cool because it's the best of both worlds. I get to learn from the best, and I also get to make a couple $1,000s while doing so as well. So just to provide you with some of the details, is like I said, this overall project in buying, rehabbing it, and overall ideally selling it, it's going to take about 3 to 4 months. That's usually the turnover rate when it comes down to the houses that Lenny usually works with. This house is located in Glendale. This house, ideally with similar comps in the area, can be valued at an average of about $300,000. If I'm not mistaken, Lenny probably is going to want to post it for maybe a little bit more, just because again, he's going to be rehabbing it, he's going to be touching it up and making sure that it looks smooth and ready. So I think people then will feel intrigued to then maybe pay a little bit more. So that pretty much gives him a $60,000 cushion when it comes down to all the expenses that he's going to incur when rehabbing this home. So again, that's paying me, that's the expenses in the full rehab, and then also closing fees and stuff like that. So altogether, it gives him a $60,000 cushion. This project is expected to take about 3 to 4 months from start to finish, and altogether, again, he has a $60,000 cushion to work with to try to, again, give someone a good deal, make sure that he makes the house look as presentable as possible, and also make sure that he makes a decent amount of profit so it's worth his time. So altogether, just wanted to provide you guys with my latest investment when it comes down to the real estate market. I know a lot of you guys just simply like to stay up to date with what it is that I'm doing. Again, hard money loans are something that I recently got in, but altogether, again, this is going to be the 8th property that I'm going to be investing in. If you guys aren't familiar with like my previous flips, the first house that I ever bought was actually here in Arizona. I'm originally from California. I moved out here to go to school to the ASU Polytechnic campus, and I had a full-time job, full-time student, and the really cool thing about that is that it allowed me to qualify for my first house. So just wanted to keep you guys up with the latest flip, and there will be an update on the one that we're currently working on right now in Scottsdale. Lenny was actually thinking of buying it completely and turning it into an Airbnb. So not too sure if he's gonna decide to do that, or altogether if he's just gonna try to post it on the MLS and actually sell it just how he normally does. But altogether, I'm gonna keep you guys up to date on that house, which is the second property that I've worked with him on in Scottsdale, and providing you guys with a full kind of like before and after, which is something that I think that a lot of you guys would appreciate, just because that specific house in comparison to the first house actually went through like a full makeover, and there was like tens of thousands of dollars that was actually invested in the house, again because of the location, it being Scottsdale, and trying to make it move-in ready and more for that upscale type of community. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, we'd really appreciate the thumbs up. I also do want to remind you that today is our Sunday stock talk, so if you guys ever wanted to get your feet wet when it comes down to trading in the stock market, be sure to set your reminders for 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's the time that I go live on YouTube, and I simply break down stocks that the people who tune into the live stream see value in. So altogether, it's an amazing time to kind of get your feet wet, immerse yourself with the stock trading community, and make sure that we prepare ourselves for a successful week. So I appreciate you guys' time. Continue working hard, continue following your dreams, let your passion be what drives your success, and like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a great note. Take it easy, team.